USCP has been releasing a lot of Fast and Furious Transkits lately, or over the last couple of years at least. And this year they have come out with several new ones, and the most recent ones are for the S2000. One from Too Fast Too Furious, and also the one from the original first movie, Fast and Furious. This one is where Johnny Tran drove the S2000 in a lot, and also of course he beat Jesse, and we all know how that ended up. But overall it is really exciting that these kits are coming out and being available, as this is what I grew up on and where my love of cars also started and grew up out of. So let's see what's inside of the box quickly first, and then go over the parts in a bit more detail further on. The S2000 used in the first and second movies, I'm pretty sure was exactly the same car, only the difference is of course that it was repainted and the interior was retrimmed slightly for the second movie. So the wheels and tires that are included are similar. The tires at least are exactly the same, nicely molded rubber parts, detail all round. The wheels do look a little bit different but have a similar style. I believe the centerpiece is the most different part from these wheels, but overall the design of them looks pretty similar. The way they are mounted to the Tamiya kit is with male fitment pieces, so that is what they included here too. For the chassis side of things, there is a new exhaust included. It has a couple of sprue pieces in between, just to strengthen it up a bit during shipping, of course, and to help during the casting process. That simply needs to be cut out, cleaned up, and then you are left with a nice exhaust to replace the standard one. There is a small photo etch sheet included too, with the wing risers themselves, and also some detail parts for in the headrest of the seat, with a bit of mesh to add a bit of extra detail in there. The entire exterior, at least, is completely replaced with a fully resin cast body. The main body itself is of course copied from the Tamiya kit, and then they added all of the body parts on top of it. So there is a nicely detailed new side skirt and wide body over fender on the rear. These taillight buckets are pretty much the same from the actual Tamiya kit, so that hasn't changed. Of course, on the other side we have some over fenders and the new side skirt. And on the front we have an entirely new hood, and it also has some nice vents here in there as well. They do need to be cleaned up a little bit, but overall nothing really special to be shown or required to do. It is simply a replacement part for the stock one with the new body parts added on. This also means that all of the panel lines are nice and crisp and completely copied from the Tamiya kit itself, so they shouldn't really need that much adjustment. Maybe scribed out a little bit to give the paint a bit of room to be applied, of course, and not have them all disappear. But overall everything seems nice and crisp and pretty much usable straight away after a little bit of cleanup, but that would have been the case with the standard kit part as well. So as you can see, the body is molded in a separate piece, and both the front and rear bumpers are molded separately as well. Both are cast in resin, are nice and thick, so they don't really warp all that much and should fit up really easily. All of the details are nice, crisp and sharp. A bit of cleanup is required, but overall nothing special by the look of it. On the front bumper there is a little bit of more cleanup required, but that is simply removed with a bit of sanding. All of the other lines and smaller pieces are incredibly well done, super sharp, and should look up really nicely after a good paint job. So for the rear spoiler, we have a couple of photo etch pieces which I've shown earlier, and then also the main wing piece itself, which is cast in resin. It does need a little bit of cleanup here where you need to cut it off of the sprue, otherwise just a little bit of sanding and it should pretty much be ready for paint. To finish off the exterior side of things after you have painted it, there is of course a nice decal sheet as well to add all of the various logos, decals, and of course the main livery that is on the movie car. It has a couple of license plates, all of the small sponsorship logos, the main livery for the side, and various other decals all around. These are very nice and clean and should be installing really easily after you've cut them out carefully, of course. And finally, to help out on the exterior side of things when finishing it, there is a small instruction sheet on where the decals need to be placed.